We go. Hello and welcome to another Culture Foolishness. This is Creed of Architects of Mars and ExodusStudios.com and my co-host Eon.
Mm. Coach Tamara Simone, your favorite life coach's favorite life coach. If you don't know, now you know.
Baby. So we are back with another recap of Power. This is season 4, episode 5. This is the mid-season finale. Spicy ass episode. A lot of shit happened in this episode. I mean, it kicked off what you gonna say?
I was gonna say, a lot of the commentary that I've seen online is that it was mid, and like, to be fair, when upon watching it the first time, then I was kind of like, that was that's like this supposed to hold us over till September.
Mm-hmm.
But when you just think about everything that happened, then it's like, okay, it's a lot that happened. It just kind of didn't seem like it happened.
Well, okay. In their defense, because I like the episode, I feel like it is a good cliffhanger to the next part of the season. But if you really want to think about it, and this is just me being in Hollywood talking to writers and all this type shit, they wrote that as a whole season. And then they just decided that they were going to do it the way they did it. So that was just the 5th episode that had a bunch of shit that happened in it.
Niggas
For
wouldn't even
real.
be tripping if
Yeah.
episode 6 was coming on next week.
Right, exactly. Because it's fine. The episode is good, but it's just we gotta wait, whatever.
We niggas and we are tripping. So
Yeah,
there's that.
yeah, but you know me, I got so much shit to do. I'll be glad.
I
Like, a
mean,
show don't come on every week. I'ma just draw in the corner now.
that I understand. However, we've been in this Power universe for what, a decade? We are just used to seeing, if it's a season of Power, we're used to seeing 10 episodes. We're used to that 1 week where it skips, and we're okay with that, but not like 5 and then you got to come back in 2 months for the other 5. So that's just a little different for us.
Yeah.
So we're here. And if Tariq don't do nothing, he gonna add somebody to his body count.
He's gonna do that. He's gonna do that.
In the midst of all that's going on, he gonna find time to crack.
However, it's still strategic because
it is strategic. It is strategic.
But this one, like, he's done some strategic smashes, but this one, I feel like he really enjoyed this one immensely. I think he was glad that he went on ahead and made the moves to put that in motion. But one thing Tyreek gonna do, he's gonna hit all the fine girls on the show. It's like Pokemon to him. You got to get them all. Got to get them all. You fine. You go to school with me. I don't know what you think is gonna happen. Like, you walking around here being fine. What did you think? I'm just saying that's how he been moving. I'm not making that up.
He was drunk and high, which is definitely not his MO. So that explains the extra freakiness that we saw.
That looked like that was top notch. I'm just everybody involved. Good job to y'all, and everybody had a good time. That's why I don't think this is gonna be anything else. Can I get your number for spot? Here's my number. Here's my phone. Right, you can just have it. So yeah. Then we move on to Brayden with his little hype girlfriend, and she tried. She tried it with the sickle cell, and I get it, but you still a hype.
You still a hype, boo. Like, you are, and that's what it is. You
very hype-tastical.
Yeah.
Giving Brayden some bad habits. I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't either. You are a fiend, as they call it.
No, she's keeping it pretty under control. No, it's just his personality, I feel like, needed to not be introduced.
He didn't need to be introduced, and like, it's not beneficial to anyone but her for them to be dealing with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what, like, when you just thinking about relationships overall, then when it only benefits one person, then and it only benefits one person, and the person that it doesn't benefit, not only does it not benefit them, but it could ultimately hurt them really badly down the line, then it's a I disagree.
Yeah,
The whole little
not Mackish at all. Not Mackish at
the
all.
whole little situationship, I disagree.
Yeah, not feeling it. So next one, Monet trying to black mama cook her way back into the lives of her children. It did not work.
It didn't work at all.
Not even a little bit.
Like Diana wasn't even fooling with it. Diana was pregnant. Like, and she pregnant. She should be hungry.
She didn't even take a piece to go. I would have liked that just from a comedic standpoint. Just like, you pregnant, just take a little piece of French toast. Nope, I'm not.
It was like, yeah, this whole not. This is not even funny. Yep, they was like, nope. Yeah, Kane definitely wasn't for it
at all. And he said what everybody was thinking, like, why are you trying to have this baby with somebody that is beefing with your family for real? But you know, we can talk about all the ethical aspects of this till our faces are blue. So we're just gonna let it be what it was in the show, and he said it, and there it was.
and Drew's just angry.
He's over it. He's
very over it.
Obviously, you know, he comes around to a small degree and really just still to continue on his path of not being involved with that. And then that, you know, Monet mentions the baby and how it could be a fresh start. She just want a baby around and want to pretend that shit is not drug dealers.
Yes, and you know how, well, I mean, we don't know from firsthand experience for real, but like, I could definitely see the baby turning Monet around to a degree, because this is the opportunity to fix all the mistakes that you did wrong with your actual kids.
Yeah, especially Zeke.
Oh, Zeke.
Don't let her have a boy. She gonna spoil him to death. So the next scene, which I found funny, was Braden and Tariq told him what was going on with Diana. And Braden's first, reaction was everybody's reaction, even though we saw it.
Well, like, yes, but like initially, like, you know, they playing the game, and Tariq is just extra like, bro, it's a game. Like, why you throwing shit? Like, and we're like, you know, we're in the midst of a W right now. So that's when he kind of goes into like, XYZ is going on. Diana's pregnant. Braden's like, when the hell were you fucking her? Wonderful. That was wonderful.
Because I mean, he was like, I get it, because she's fine, because that's what you do. You hit all the fine girls around us. But her, I was surprised you had made time, but who am I?
And also, mind you, that he witnessed, like, he was looking he was looking for her ass on some other side. So he's like, you wasn't even acting like you was ever smashing her at any point. Like, so I think it's that too. It's like
business first, man.
Yeah, ain't nothing personal.
So
nothing personal.
The next scene was Anya getting confronted by Noma, and she found the drugs because she dropped the drugs out her bag or whatever, which unfortunately tips her off to
Tariq. Well, actually, she thinks that initially she thinks it's Effie.
Right.
And she's like, "Oh, Effie, why are you selling drugs to my daughter?" And she's like, "That's not mine." And then that's when she's like, "Something's afoot." So her and her bodyguard boyfriend Kane they go to Stansfield, and they confront Tariq. They figured out his operation, and they're essentially like, you about to die. And if we know anything about Tariq, we know he gonna find a way to not die.
Yeah, he likes to be alive a lot. Like
but he gets very close often.
He gets close, but he really likes living, so he does figure it out. What are you sipping on? That looks.
This is a green tea cocktail, so it's just the cocktail version of a green tea shot.
That looks very delicious.
And is okay. And
so,
is.
I want to jump to Detective Carter.
Oh, do you?
Yes, because he's having a meeting with his unit, and then Detective Tate comes in, which this episode reveals a lot of why he treating Detective Tate the way he does.
First of all, this is not the Tate I've been wanting to see, but whatever.
Well,
it's yet another episode, and we still have not seen Councilman Tate, and I don't like it.
Probably gonna be in the second half.
Lorenz, I know you at Essence Fest right now, but you better make sure that you pop up in one of these next 5 episodes. You better make sure. I will DM you from the Culture Foolishness IG page. Because I'm not trying to be on some other type of stuff. But damn it, I need something to talk about as it pertains to you. Not your damn brother.
He's coming.
He hurt. Tell him to hurry up.
So they basically, mapping out what their next moves are gonna be, and then of course his unit is questioning Tate's motives, been because of who his brother is, and they know his brother's crooked,
and we want to see that crooked gentleman, because seeing is believing. Yes. Now you can talk about all these hoes all episode. I could talk about some people.
I'm just saying.
Anywho,
you gotta give it to both sides of the audience, man. That's our job. It's okay.
Although McLean is holding it down, but because I've been watching Tariq since he was a kid. There's nothing about him that that I'm like, ooh,
I could see that. He's a baby to most grown women. I think the youngins are probably crushing on him.
And good for them.
I love that for them. Because of his incident, somebody trying to rape him on camera, grabbing his stuff. So clearly he has a fan base in his age group.
Raggedy. Anyway, so going back to Tariq getting confronted and almost unalived, he again his strategic thinking worked, and the connection with Anya is what helps him get out that jam, because they was about to take him around back, and it's going to be the end of the Tariq story. But then Anya popped up, and then from that he was able to get up out that jam, as they say. But Noma now knows, like, okay, he's back doing XYZ, even though he's not supposed to be. I don't know how he knows Anya, but I'm going to go somewhere and figure this out. but now there's a target on his back, as per usual.
Don't she go to does she go to Stansfield too? Or?
I believe so.
I mean, that's probably why she's not questioning how he met her.
Yeah, but Noma knows that he knows who she is. So knowing her and Anya knowing Tariq back, it like there's something like she noted Tariq not just knowing her
right for no
to the
reason.
point where they're talking to each other like, oh, hey, that's just like purely coincidental. Like, no, that's very intentional.
Yeah, true. I want to jump to the scene with Brayden and Zion, which was actually pretty dope.
Yes. So essentially, what Brayden goes to re-up. Is that what was going on?
Yeah.
Yes, he goes to meet up with Zion to pay them, and then to re-up. And basically, Zion is like, okay, we know the Russians got taken out, so we were expecting to get that clientele and we have not, which means that someone came and took their place. So, what's going on? But is essentially what he got at. And it got a little real for Brayden, or as Zion called him, Tiny Tommy.
That was hilarious.
It got a little real for him. So, long story short, Brayden told Zion about Noma. And he's like, we don't work for her. Trust and believe. But I know that she, I know that she, yes. Mm-hmm. And that led to a very interesting situation.
Yes, should we just jump to that? Their little exchange.
I don't want to yet. I mean, we can.
No, we don't have to. We don't have to.
But I want to go back to like this after the whole situation happened with Tariq and Noma and Kane and Anya. Then Tariq goes looking for Brayden and he catches Brayden getting his sniff on.
Well, before that, at the party, Noma comes to the damn party and looking for him to murk dude. That's at the same party.
Yeah, no, I know. Yes.
Right. So so when he confronts Brayden, he's already pissed about that.
He's looking for Brayden to tell him, yo, let me tell you what just happened. And then he catches him getting his sniff on. And then that turns into a whole nother thing. And then there's hype girlfriend in the background. And I mean, like it or not, Tariq ain't tell no lies. He's just because Brayden's all like, oh no, dude, like she knows what's going on, but she's cool, it's fine. And Tariq is like, dude, like she's fine because one, you supplying her, and two, because y'all together. But as soon as y'all not together, this shit is over.
And I'm not no snitch. Yes, you are.
You are. You know why? Because you're a little druggy.
Because somebody be like, shake a bag of cocaine in front of you, then she gonna be like,
whilst let me tell you what he told me
was last week.
without fail.
So many times.
So over that situation, then Tariq and Brayden have words. And I will say Brayden says some real stuff because Tariq does make everything about him. And he's like, bro, like, I'm fucked up out here for real. I don't even go to this school no more. Like, I lost my family. Like, I literally at like my whole joint is messed up, but I'm rocking with you. And I still get left in the dark about certain things and XYZ, and I'm still 10 toes down. And maybe, this is how I am dealing with all of this. Not that that's okay, but it explains it. It explains it, and it was some real stuff to say. It was very real, but Tariq ain't really giving a fuck about none of that. So he just, disappears in a pissed off rage. And so Brayden is later on he's still trying to get in contact with him because he's like, beyond anything else, like we in business, we brothers, so we gotta talk. And that's when he finds out that his little hype girlfriend then laced Tariq's water bottle with some acid because that's what crackheads do.
He's like, he's gonna meet his real self, which he did. I want to jump back before we get into that scene in detail. The meeting between Drew and Monet at the bar, because that was he got some shit off his chest, and she's much more receptive to people now. You just had to try to kill her. But yeah, she's more receptive to things now. And he basically is like, I just want to make a play so I can focus on my art and just have bread to do that. And that's it. Which I get it.
Look, if no one gets it, I know you do.
Yeah, but
like, let me get some bread so I can sit in the corner and draw.
Yeah, working on it. But I hate to say it, but he's too far gone to me.
I
in a lot of ways.
I agree. However, he needs to experience that in its totality on his own. Like he don't even know that but he don't know that he's so far gone because he never gets a chance to just be that.
Yeah.
Now, if he gets a chance to just be that he the artist and the things that he's been wanting to do, and the game keeps calling him and he answers, then that's when he can have a real moment with himself and say, I'm too far gone. But if he doesn't even get a chance to explore that, then it's just like,
and maybe he not.
I'll
if
never
he get
know
to experience it, then maybe he not. So that's the whole thing. Because as of now, it just looked like, man, this nigga be really like, I'ma just if I gotta kill him, I got to.
It's just like if he ain't gonna do nothing else, he gonna kill some folks and then he gonna smash some folks too. Some gentlemen. And you know, that's fine. If that's his prerogative, that's fine. But that's the side of him that we see. Niggas didn't know he could draw. We just thought that he killed people and smashed dudes. That's what we thought. We never knew. Shame on you, Monet.
So wait, hold on. So I want to jump back to Tariq and his acid experience because that was a very telling scene, especially for it to be the halfway point in what's gonna happen for the next 5 episodes of this show. So it was basically him seeing things that he want, but then also seeing how it could be taken away because of his lifestyle, and also having the epiphany that, or not even epiphany, it seems like it figuratively on the quote unquote astral plane, his good self and his bad self had a confrontation and he just killed the person that was the good version of him or hoping to be good. And honestly, after that moment, the way he even moved in the episode was different, as if that really did create that shift for real.
Yes. Interesting viewpoint for sure. And then when he kind of came back to, then Braden just kind of told him like, yes, this is what happened, but he didn't tell him how. He didn't tell him that it was his little crackhead girlfriend who did it. He told him like, oh, it's some type of prank that's going around on campus.
Yeah, he's trying not to get the girl killed.
Well, yeah, because there's that. There's definitely that. So you know, she'll be up out of there, and then he'll be like, I don't know what happened.
Crazy.
Yeah.
He good for those. He like, word? Who died?
So we want to talk about Noma at the restaurant with Wiley.
Oh, Wiley, and then so they're having their little meeting, and then who shows up? Zion. Good old Zion.
That man showed up and showed out. First of all, he didn't just show up. He essentially had her moved from the table, and in the type of meeting that she was having.
Oh, it looked bad.
It looked awful. Yeah. She's supposed to be this boss that has a certain level of control and authority, and he came and was like, no, get your ass up.
I mean, essentially, he pulled out his penis and slapped her in the face with it several times. I hate to say it that way, but really,
that's pretty detailed, but yes, pretty vivid. But I mean, it's not wrong. And you know, the speech was very interesting.
Oh yeah,
interesting from the standpoint of like, this is my city. You are a visitor,
colonizer.
You're
and the fact that this show was written when it was, filmed when it was, and what is the climate right now, we can reference the Drake and Kendrick beef. that line probably had way more weight than it was supposed to.
I mean, even outside of Drake and Kendrick, just
and then the
when you
fact she
think,
was sitting with a white dude and trying to do some little goofy shit in that regard, that was some probably low key crooked shit.
yeah, so it just did not look good on her end, and it was very much so a boss move on his end for sure.
I definitely texted you after that scene and was like, I love
Yes.
Zion.
And I'm trying to think, who did she initially think told Zion about her? Did she think it was Kane? She accused Kane.
And then they thought it was McLean, and then they kind of dropped it to a degree. I want to double back a little bit. So it was a scene with Diana, and she went to the church, and she was this little Latina lady in there, and she lighting candles, praying, and all of that. When I saw her about to talk to the lady, I was like, oh, she having a baby. Like, she's having the baby now. There's no way around it.
And between that,
and then it's over.
And between that and Tariq's acidic episode, because in that, then he sees himself being a father, an active father, and actually wasn't mad at it. Like, it seemed like, oh, okay, like I'm cool with this. So but even taking it back just a little bit, because their initial conversation, he's kind of like on some how I know it's mine. And that's when it was revealed that she cracked Salim. I told y'all niggas that she cracked Salim, and that just because we didn't see it, doesn't mean it wasn't implied. And let me tell y'all something else. You know why we didn't see it? Because don't nobody want to see that shit
at all. Because he's lame.
He was lame. There wasn't an ounce of swag in him. His teeth was bigger than half his face. No one wanted to see that sexual encounter. It was implied. And again, the conversation was that the times, plural, that she cracked Salim, it was with a condom. But the one time with Tariq is his. Now, very possible that it's Tariq's. We know, I mean, that's what it is. But what if it's Salim's? And he gone. He up out of there. We gonna know if that baby come out with a big old tooth that is Salim's. Exactly.
Yeah, you lucky I didn't make a sound, because only
Please don't
to see that. So the next thing that happens, Kane brings Noma to the fight club that Zion runs.
No, Kane convinces Noma that he can kind of rectify the situation that has occurred with Zion, because McLean is like, I know Wiley, I know Zion, I can, and Kane is like, no, I got it, blah, blah, blah. And as of this moment, she's with Kane or whatever. So she's like, okay, fine, I'm gonna go ahead and trust my little boo. And yes, so Kane takes her to the fight club. There's no, he ain't got nothing on him. It's that type of vibe, but it's a very rowdy crowd, crowd and atmosphere that she's just not for real accustomed to.
She's like, I am not safe. I don't like this. Very much like a white woman. So I don't feel safe. Actually, no, that's not very much like a white woman. White woman have been there excited. All them black men up in there with muscles and shit. Anyway. So Zion and Kane fight.
So they have a heated exchange.
Yes.
And the resolution to said heated exchange was to fight.
So yeah, I don't know. I feel like he really couldn't. Could Kane really beat him up? It just didn't feel realistic, but I guess.
So maybe from the standpoint that it was stated, oh, Zion haven't gotten a ring in years, so there's a little bit of rust there. So from that standpoint, I guess, but also we've never known Kane to fight in such a capacity. Like, yeah, we know he be knocking niggas out and breaking people's arm and everything like that, but you just don't see him fighting in that type of atmosphere.
So they fought. Kane won, but in the midst of that fight, Zion tried to cheat with the brass knuckles, and
yes, he
then
did.
Dougie Fresh saw it, and he was like, "No, nigga."
Shout outs to Dougie Fresh.
Dougie Fresh is timeless. He's out here just look, man. I know that nigga is about 86, but he
is doing the Lord's work. Yeah, so that's a nigga who can't take an L, and that didn't even surprise me because he moved like somebody who can't take an L.
Yeah, he do.
So there was that.
He do. So then, Braden and Tariq had their little convo about what's the next moves, and Tariq is delusional. He thinks he's gonna be the king of New York and control everything, and then he will.
The only thing I'll give him is that he's finally admitting that he has a ton of ghost in him.
That's the only thing. That's probably the best thing that happened from that acid trip is that he just kind of like, hey, I'm that nigga.
I'm my daddy's son. Much as I don't want to admit it, I am him. Because regardless of anything that Ghost was doing, then it was very much so family first. Not Tasha first, but family first.
Right. No, definitely not Tasha first, because he was smashing other bitches. Really just Angela. He was at least not fucking a whole bunch of other hoes. It was just Angela. Although, did he mess with somebody else? I feel like
after Angela got killed, yeah.
Oh yeah, it was some chick he ended up messing with.
His campaign manager.
Yes, I remember that. Yes, I knew it was somebody else.
He really liked her too. He really liked her.
So
he really liked her.
Let me see. The next part was Tariq and Diana meeting up and talking about, the baby. She decided to have the baby, and
he wants to be involved.
He wants to be involved, and
if it's his,
because I'm pretty boy sure ain't no fool. Knowing him, he gonna want a DNA test.
That boy ain't no fool.
But if it's his, he wants to be involved, and as of now, everything is cool. So then, good old McLean, he was due to be smashing something. And he went to Noma's, and they had a little brief discussion, and
basically he went there to tell her, like, the whole thing with Wiley Adams, like, even in spite of the situation with Zion,
then crooked himself.
Right, but he's like, smooth that over, so he's still, willing to give you the permits for the business and all of the things or whatever. So that incident with Zion didn't mess up your whole situation that she was trying to pop off. Right. Was basically what he was trying to tell her, and she was grateful for that, and she thanked him. So Kane then sat up here, and he didn't fault for only for McLean to crack.
And McLean didn't have to get hit at all, and just got to look good the whole time. But
they didn't have to break a nail.
But Noma was like, see, what I'll be seeing is that you be wearing these suits, but I know you got some muscles under them suits, and I need to investigate. Like most of y'all women be thinking when y'all watch.
Well, it's two things, because it's two things, because one, what she really likes about Kane is, one, he's not intimidated by her. Right. for real. Like he will stand up to her. He respects her, but he will stand up to her. But that also, his name, he got his name carry a little weight. He can kind of maneuver. Yeah. He can maneuver in ways that are beneficial to her, but so can McLean.
And then
So
he also doesn't back down to her, and he also doesn't act all. And that's the consistency of
the men that
her
she likes to deal
character
with.
that like she
Yes.
likes to deal with. Because if you be intimidated by her strength, then of course, and it's in, you know what, on a larger scale, it's kind of one of them things where it actually speaks to what's going on in the whole dating world in an exaggerated way. Because it's
Yes.
like, if a woman who is already strong in her own right, work wise, doing this, that, and the third, meets a guy who maybe, even if they in different, um, I guess, types of lifestyles or whatever, but if they exhibit that aspect to them, that's gonna make them be more attractive.
Yes. Yes. I agree on that. But really, I'm just seeing that Noma is just really playing both of them like Nintendo.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely, absolutely.
and
Because
I
she's
mean,
using that aspect to try to control them on another level, which McLean, I don't think it matters. Kane, it
no,
might help her cause.
yeah,
Maybe,
yeah,
but I
possibly.
don't know. I still don't know
Um,
with him.
can we talk about Detective Carter?
Oh yeah, because we got to give you your props for
Well,
your.
before I take my props, because you know I plan to, I want to talk about how his ass was getting ready for his shift, and
Ooh,
he was
crazy in
at the
that thing.
house. Man, one thing Michael Ealy gonna do is play a crazy attractive man.
Crazier than that thing. That's why no, he
Man,
probably ain't even trying to mess with no other women right
oh
now. He
no,
is
oh
married.
no, and he's married. Woman, get off me. My wife is at home.
Mm-hmm.
I got
Yep.
a wife at home. This is what
Yep.
he's
Her
out here telling these
picture is
hoes.
on the wall. Okay. And I'm gonna kiss it every day.
And he's out here like, yeah, I got it. He's over here talking to her and then responding as if she responded to what he said. Gone, gone. That nigga does not need to have no type of badge. He's gone.
Yeah, he's out of there. Yeah,
He's out
super out of there.
of there. Um Now, so with that, so the plan, so Drew's plan as it pertains to the one and done situation is was it to rob Noma's drop? Is Noma's
Yes,
drop.
yes, yes,
And the
yes.
plan is to rob the drop. So
Mm-hmm.
he gets some soldiers and they, they get in position and they set up to do this what do they call it, run this play, if you will. And couple hiccups.
Well, the main hiccup is Carter ass is already there watching the whole thing unfold, and then once
Right.
everything pop off, he just pop in there and then him up
Monet
Monet and
and Drew
Drew
and
and the other cat who, did some shit, and he explains his whole um MO is what he's doing, which I will already say now it's time to give you your flowers. You already predicted he was on some crooked shit. I didn't see the crooked shit because he had this trauma, so I wasn't even looking at that. But you know, Coach Tamara Simone, she's gonna see through the little bullshit. Sometimes I always see the predictable stuff, and it was somewhat predictable if you was paying attention, but I guess I just wasn't paying attention good enough. That's
no,
why I take
no,
some of this.
y'all look, I was here. Y'all was here last week, and
Yeah.
I told him, and he was like, I mean, we gonna see. But see, it's a reason why I'm your favorite life coach's favorite life coach. I be knowing. And I don't know everything, but I know what I know. And
So
again, when he did not care about Zion, when Detective Tate Gabe was like, oh, you know, I found out X, Y, and Z about Zion, and he was just kind of like, I don't give a fuck about that. Monet and Tariq, Monet and Tariq. I'm like, that nigga's crooked. And that's why he don't care about Zion. He's looking the other way on purpose.
Yep. So
and now he out here just give me 35% and I will let y'all rock as long as no innocent bystanders get hurt. Y'all can rock and roll.
Yeah.
35%, 35% off the top is shit. Niggas was like, niggas, I saw people like that ain't half bad. I'm like, you niggas need, I don't know if y'all need to update y'all calculator app. I thought that shit just updated automatically with the phone updates, but maybe it don't. 35% ain't like, so you realize that the other side of 35% is 65. That's barely over half. That's a lot. And yes, he has to pay his old crooked ass staff as well. So I get that. But I mean,
which is furthermore why he don't want Tate involved, because he actually is legit. In spite of having that crooked ass brother, he almost would have fucked with him more if he had that shown crookedness being Tate's brother.
Now the Coach Tamara Simone-ness is spilling off on you. See how that works? It's spilling off. See how all of it is just coming together? It just does that. Once the Tamara Simone effect goes live in such a way, it just spills off.
I'm not even gonna get mad because this is my fault. It's really from you being a little girl. This is my fault, so it's fine. But basically, he tells them what it is. They're astonished, but also like, okay, now we have to fuck with this dude. That's crazy. And then they go to Tariq and Diana at the. Oh wait, before I get to that.
Wait, before you get to that,
boy, who was in that crew that did some bullshit.
Yeah,
he was like, yo, you killed somebody who was like a good dude. Was on their way to this, that, and the third. But it wasn't me. Yeah, whatever. Mr. Green Eyes Coach, not Coach, Detective Carter. He
Detective Green Eyes
blew his head clean off. He was clean off.
I'm playing. I'm still on this 35% thing because I know you gotta pay your people, but my nigga, what you need all this money for? To take your imaginary wife out? This nigga's wild. I digress.
The 35% is just to kick them in the balls. He probably just put the money somewhere. He damn near burying the shit in the backyard and not even getting interest on it. Like, that's how crazy he is, nigga, talking to a picture.
He's definitely that nigga's buying Tiffany's for his dead wife. Anyway.
Tariq and Diana, they are at the ultrasound, baby healthy. So far, everything's good. And then he reveals his I need to be the kingpin of everything plan.
And once I control it, then I can protect everything and everyone.
Because I'm crazy. So she's not with that because she's not retarded.
Because even though she have her dumb moment, she was like, "No, that's too dumb even for me."
What we're already dealing with is trying to get out of this, and you trying to get deeper into it, and then say that's better. No, so yeah, that's pretty much.
The only thing I'll give Tariq is that he works best when he has a clear and concise purpose. Because at the beginning, the inception of Ghost, then the whole reason why he for real got into the outside of him just wanting to, but it was he wanted to get the trust that Ghost left him, but he had to get a degree from a college degree. That was one of the stipulations in the will. and but then he also had to look out, take care of the family and all sort of stuff like that. But he had such a clear and concise goal. That's why the whole course correct thing came about, and it ran very good and seamless. And then even the following season with the whole, when the shit got lost in the Ponzi scheme, I was like, this nigga don't have much. He don't have the same purpose no more. The money gone.
Right. So now he's just trying to get the money back, which is clearly what he's on right now.
But yes, but now he has a child on the way, so it's giving him
another purpose.
What
at least for the rest of the season.
He potentially has a child on the way, because
we don't have
it could be Big Tooth. Could be Big Tooth.
It could be. But on that note, we will be back.
Did we get everything?
We did. We really did. We really did. I tell you.
Okay.
I've been on.
It was more in this than I recall. So I'm like, did we?
Yeah, we glossed over some things that wasn't super important. I will say that. But it is what it is. You watched it. If you're watching this, you watched it.
And if you didn't, then
I don't know why you're watching this.
Unless you just like give me the
just like notes. Right, and just like look
you
at
just
it.
Like here and
cool.
Right, if you just want our take on it, then that's always that's cool too. I'm not mad at nobody.
It is what it is. But on that note,
because I be knowing. Go ahead.
This was Cultured Foolishness, Power Ghosts, or Book 2 Ghosts recap of episode 5 of season 4, the mid-season finale. Yes. We will be back with that in September, right?
Yes. Yep.
But in the meantime,
my birthday.
In the meantime, you could definitely rock with us every week with the Culture Foolishness podcast on YouTube.
Right. And I think there may be another recap coming down the pipe.
What other show is coming out? I don't know. Maybe. I can't think of anything.
I said Bel Air.
We might have to do it because one of my homies is on that show, so we definitely have to
represent. Should we recap Bel Air?
I think we might have to, because I really enjoy it and I think it's going to be very good. So that will give you another one. But as I said before, the Culture Foolishness podcast will be every week. And yes, come mess with us on YouTube, on all streaming services. Soon. So we will be here. So on that note, this is Creed of Exodus Studios and ArchitectsOfMars.com and my co-host Ian,
Coach Tamara Simone.
And we will be back with the podcast next week. So keep rocking with us, and we will probably do Bel Air, but definitely come back for the Power.
Why don't y'all let us know?
Yeah, let us know. Let us know in the comments.
There you go.
There it is. So peace.